Yeah, welcome back to the Parrot Side podcast. Myself, Skills, we have man like Bros.
Yeah, we back again.
The baddest guy in this entire life. Come on.
Hey yo, 60 in the building.
Yo, why? Wait. Why? Why did you say that?
Yeah, what was that?
Why?
Come on, what was that?
Why?
Yeah, let's go.
No, I'm not going. We're running it again.
That's my intro, guy. Why you?
That's your intro.
That's my intro, bro. Hey, you niggas tripping, right?
Oh, come on, I think.
Hey, niggas are
the
tripping.
top. We're going from the top. We ain't having that.
You niggas are waste man. It's a little comedy, man.
Hey, welcome back to the Parrot Side podcast. Myself, Skills. We got man like Bros.
Yeah, man, like Rose.
The baddest guy in this entire life. Come on.
Hey, I'm not giving you niggas no intro, bro. You guys fucked up my first intro, so I ain't giving you niggas no intro.
I'm actually going to clip the first two. But hey, you know what it is. We all went to the same primary school, Greenwood House School. Now you know what we call it the Parrot Side. What did we do back then? We just hung around, we chilled, and we're still doing the same thing up until now. So you know how it goes. We get into our current affairs and we get into our main topics of the day. Yeah, so come on, start us off. What's been happening? You've been listening to some good music recently, or maybe not?
Well, shit. Well, okay. So the first one we're talking about is Kendrick's album came out recently, and there's a song on the album called Auntie Diaries.
Okay.
So that song is mostly given like a backstory to when he was younger. And I think he had an aunt or an uncle who was a guy and became a woman, or vice versa. I'm not sure exactly which way. I think his aunt became a man. Yeah, I think his aunt became a man. So during the song, he also used the F word. I guess F word, but not. What's F word in this context? Because I guess people can get it confused. No, exactly. No, the other one. Yeah, that's
the
what
other
I mean.
one.
The other F word. The one
So-
that you guys are. Oh my god. Yeah, the
I'll
one.
bleep it
The
out,
one that
don't
got
worry.
bleeped out. The one that got bleeped out. Yeah, that one. So he used it in the song, but he used it in the context of how they used to talk when they were younger, and then he then goes on to talk about how it was wrong for him to say that, and he then gives a story about he was at a concert and one of his songs was playing, and then nigga was said in the song, and then he got a fan on stage to like sing or rap with him, and then when
I
it
think
got
I've
to
actually
that part,
seen that video.
yeah, so when it got to that part, and then obviously it's a white fan, so she can't say nigga, and then he was like, oh, and then he compared him saying that word to getting a white person to say nigga. But the interesting thing is, after the song came out, he got a lot of backlash for saying the word at all in the song. So the question we have today is it okay to use slurs for artistic purposes? So, Rose, what do you think?
Actually, Rose, but when you answer though, actually start from who gets to say the N word and why.
Okay, so so that's why I thought we were going to start with that first anyway. So,
Yeah.
So, without going too much into the details, like, we all know that, like, generally, it's black people that are known for saying the word nigga. Although, like, when you look back a little into history, like, I guess it was a racial slur that the slave masters, the masters, and all of that used to call like black people when they were making them do the works and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm guessing it's just something that like stuck, and now like we don't really use it in that context, but like more like, you know how you say, oh my guy, now that's my nigga, or stuff like that. So basically, like, black people took the word and like kind of changed the context, pushing it away from that like racial slur to more of like a slang in which we used to call ourselves. So, okay, when it comes to music, uh, it's very very touchy. It's very very touchy because as much as we like to say that okay, we make music for our people. I know it's not just our people that are going to listen to them. It's not just black people that are going to listen to black people music. I know, like musicians know how the game works these days. Need to get their streams up so that like they'll get the numbers, which will generate income. So, and if it's only black people that are listening to your music, then definitely can't
But you
get
can't
those
make
numbers.
music for only black people. That's just the
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. You can't make
Not
me. It's
possible.
not. It's literally not possible. I know, especially since like they are all black. It's not like there's some verification that say this guy is not black. You can't listen to this album. I know there's nothing like that. So, but it's a very very touchy subject, and that's why I don't know if they still do it, but a lot of artists they used to make like clean versions of songs.
Nah, they don't do that
So
shit anymore.
yeah, like these days you hardly see people do stuff like that anymore, and I don't know if this is the reason, but I want to assume that probably it was maybe a certain level of consciousness to the fact that like okay, we're making music not just for our people but for everyone else to listen to. And aside from like the racial slurs, we have like the other you know, what do I call them, curse words and all of that.
Mhm.
And there are people that generally, yeah, people that like swear words and all. There are people that generally don't really subscribe to such
Mm-hmm.
when listening to music. And also, I guess without awareness back then, like that's when they used to make like clean versions of songs. But now, like, I don't think they really care.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
funny. I feel like it is a more modern day society that would call for cleaner versions of songs as
songs,
opposed to
yeah.
back then. But I
Back
guess,
then, yeah,
yeah.
that's true. But like musicians don't seem to really care that much
Hmm.
again about
So
whether or
Rose, do you
not
think
like
black people should still use it in their songs then?
well personally like
Hmm.
I don't like swearing. I don't like slurs. Although
Hmm.
I say nigga a lot because it's catchy. To be
I
honest,
think
it is
Kamau
catchy.
that started influencing
It
us to
is
say,
catchy.
eh.
Ah, no, I didn't do
Well,
shit, bro.
but like in general, it's best to avoid because if you are doing something and you know that like people might eventually follow suit, people that you do not want to do that thing might eventually follow suit,
Mhm.
then why exactly are you doing that thing, to be honest? Because you might be vibing to a song now, you want to learn the lyrics, but because there are certain things there, because there are certain slurs there, you have to like not say it. You have to like be dodgy because who knows, there might be some black guy watching in the background looking at your lips in maybe a Travis Scott or Kendrick concert. The black guy is watching your lips, and once you say nigga, they've given you an elbow to your face. I know. And next thing, rocks, spew, and yeah,
You know,
probably going home. Go ahead, skills. Go ahead.
now I don't know. Like, I feel like there's a lot I have to say. Like, I have some questions to ask, like Rose, based on what you said. But in general, though, in
Ask
general,
away now.
no,
Ask away.
ask. I think in general, though, like, I don't know, like using slurs, like outside of even just N words, like even the whole, F words and
Yeah.
all that thing. Like, I feel like, okay, let me start from the N word first. I don't know. I feel like the N word has also transformed, though. Now, here's the thing: saying it in a song. I mean, it's like an easy word to rhyme with. I don't know, nigga,
It's very
hover,
easy. It's super
jigger,
easy, bro.
gold digger.
It goes with
Yeah, okay,
everything.
yeah, it goes with everything, but that's not even the point. I feel like so rappers should be using their songs. Yeah, it's like you don't necessarily want white people to say it, but at the same time, you're not the N-word police, right? So you're just trying to make good music, right? So unfortunately, we just can't
Yeah.
stop white people from saying it. But like you just like, like fuck it. Like, and I feel like also me personally, I find that the N-word it's also like transformed in such a, I don't know, like in this society. When I first came to uni here, obviously like there are mostly white people in this area. I
Uh-huh.
found that not only did they say it, they called themselves nigga. I was like,
Yeah.
get me confused. The
Interesting.
I swear, it's a weird dynamic that I don't think anybody else had ever seen. Like, actually, I got here
Okay.
one time, like within my first semester in the dorm room. Like, I was entering one place with my guy. One, he was white, and there were a bunch of other white people in that building. As soon as we entered, he was like, "What's up, niggas?" I was like, "Whoa," but I didn't even know how to react. You know what I mean? I was
My
like,
guy was
"Huh."
stunned.
Guy,
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was shocked. Yeah, I mean, and I've heard it just like in like maybe like house parties. Like I've just heard it between themselves. Yeah, nah, nigga, no, nigga, and I was like, huh? Where am I? You know what I mean, like even Asians, I've heard the Asians like they just say it like oh yeah.
I think they have a word in their language that's it sounds like
No,
nigga,
no, that's
sha.
Koreans.
No.
Yeah, that's
Nah,
Yeah,
that,
Koreans.
that,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah.
this.
No.
But
They
you
were
said
saying
Asians
actual.
now. Asians aren't Koreans.
No,
Asians.
and I agree with you, but I'm trying to say that no, the ones that I know, no, they were actually
Okay,
saying
okay.
nigga. No, they were saying something, like, there was nigga, like nah,
Mhm.
for facts. Well, I feel you. That's a good catch. And so, and his claim to it was like, oh, he grew up in a hood-ish area, and I was like, but that doesn't like
I
make
don't mean
sense.
shit, bro.
Yeah, like so therefore what? Like yeah, I mean, like I don't know, because I've also had another Asian friend too. She was from Malaysia. And then she was like asking me, like, oh, like, can you give me the N-word pass? Like, please give me the N-word pass. Like, I really want to say it. It sounds so cool. And I'm like, yo, I'm like,
Just begging for a piece.
yo, I'm like, you know the thing about giving out an N-word pass here is that person can now it's a slippery slope. So basically, if you give it somebody the
Yeah.
N-word pass, they're not gonna say it somewhere else. Not be like, why
That's
the
the
fuck have
problem.
you said that now? Oh, like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
still
the
said I can
problem.
say it. So now come back, like you can't be doing that. So if any wise person,
Yeah.
if they give you the N-word pass, you can only say it around that person. Because if you think you're gonna go around some new niggas and say nigga, nigga, nah. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. So I feel like the N word has definitely transformed. I don't know why. All these white people claim that they don't say it. They do. Even if it's in front of their mirror, they say it. Yeah, I mean, so I don't know, Sha, for a
Has it
musician,
transformed though? Is it like because when you say transform, I don't
transformed
think
in
it's
terms of like the
changed.
leniency.
Leniency from who? That's what I was going to get at.
Just
Leniency
in
from who?
general, because I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like you're walking down the street. Say you're walking down the street, you come on, you're walking down the street,
Uh-huh.
and someone walks by you and they're like the white guy, and they're like, "Oh, sir, nigga,"
Nah,
like
bro, that shit ain't cool.
so you start rocks there.
That shit ain't cool, bro.
So what are you doing? What are you
I'm
doing?
not.
Y'all throw hands
I'm not a
immediately.
violent person. So I won't start fighting this guy, but I'll definitely be like, "Yo, what's up?" Like, you can't just
And then
say
he'll
that
be
thing.
like, I'm chilling. What's up, G?
No. That's the thing. So that's why I said. That's when you said transform. Like you said leniency. That's why leniency from who? Because it's one thing
I feel
for
like in
black people as
general,
a
though.
whole. No, that's what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying. It's one thing for black people as a whole to be like, okay, even though we've reclaimed this word now, and we're going to start allowing white people a bit more leniency to say it here and there. I don't think that's happened though. I feel like
Okay, so in that
there's
situation, if you were in my situation where you're at a house party, there's white people calling themselves nigga, what will you do? You can't do
that's the
shit.
thing. It's not about me doing anything. What I'm
Huh?
trying to get at more so is the fact that okay, white people by and large have been outlawed from saying this word, this one
Uh-huh.
word that they cannot say, in addition to all the other slurs that we're gonna get into later. And I feel like they've kind of by themselves retaken the word and made it seem like, oh, this is not a big deal because you guys say it amongst yourselves. So I can go in my own community and say nigga to my own white friends. So
Uh-huh.
it's not a thing where we allow them to say it. Like they themselves have given themselves the pass to say it. So that's why I said
Mm-hmm.
like transformed, has it necessarily transformed or have they just
You
said
know,
fuck it, I'm just gonna
that's
say it
facts. I
regardless
don't
because
think
I
we've
know you can't do
allowed them.
anything.
Exactly. So it's not like as if we've allowed them, but there's certain aspects in where we can't do anything. So say for example, like that Kendrick, like say it's a Kendrick concert, like
Mhm.
forget about the person going up on stage. The people at the back, like say I don't know, he's performing humble or something. Like he says nigga at least 80% of the song. So
I
it's
think you
like
have to accept that though. If you're an artist and you say nigga a bunch of
so
times in your
say
song, I feel
you're in the
like
crowd and you're in the concert
nah,
that
I'm not I don't have a problem with that personally. Like just
okay,
cause I know why you're saying it. So it's
okay.
it's it's a it's a song you're repeating it throughout the
So that
concert
one
and
is
the
within
artist
context, so it's
yeah,
allowed.
the artist making that song, you have to know that these niggas are gonna say nigga. Like not all of them, because there's still people that that understand why they shouldn't say it, so that they're not gonna say it. But there's always gonna be people that are ignorant to the history of it and just feel like, oh, it's a word in a song, so I'm gonna say it, and I'm at a concert and you can't do shit if I say it. So,
Facts.
and because the artist gave them the platform to be able to do that, I feel like there's nothing you can do. And if anything, if you're gonna blame anyone, blame the artist.
exactly.
You don't really
But that's what I'm
blame
saying.
them.
You can't blame the artist, though, because the artist is just
Why
trying to
can't
make
you
good
blame the
music.
artist?
Because he's not the
I don't
nigga
care.
police.
I mean, obviously, I haven't given my whole stance on this, but like the artist in that scenario, if you're making that music, because personally, I don't think you should censor your music just because where people are gonna say it. But I will say that if you're gonna use nigga in a song, you should also know that why people are gonna say nigga in a concert. So
Exactly.
and
Yeah. Can't
you've
stop
made that song with the acceptance that it's gonna happen. Like that's my personal view on it. That doesn't mean you shouldn't say it, but if you do say it, no niggas are gonna say it. So or non niggas are gonna say it.
Yeah. Nah, that's no. Come on, spitting facts. Spitting facts too. So, and you can't stop them. Is it like you go to
Facts.
every white
Anybody
person's
can
house and
facts.
monitoring their lips
God,
when
no.
they
Yeah,
are
anybody
singing
can say
songs?
anything. Facts.
Exactly,
That's
like
what
you
I'm saying.
said,
Like they say it at
he's not
home
the
for
nigga
sure.
police. For
Facts.
sure, guy. For sure.
This nigga, you say you had a question for Rose as well. What
Yeah, so
question did
Rose,
you
so back to you now. So if you're walking down the street, yeah, what I ask come out, and then somebody's like, "Oh, what's up, nigga?" Now what?
Man, honestly, I don't know. I really
Has
don't
it not
know.
happened to you before? Rose.
Nah,
It
it's
might
it's
not
never
have.
happened to me.
Really? Skills,
Yeah,
I'm sure it's
here
happened.
I don't know.
Yeah, most times.
You know, here
What's
is
happened?
is different now. You know, even black America. I mean, the black British guys, they don't really use nigga like that.
Says who?
If you listen to what?
I mean, they do.
Actually, well, I mean, I don't know. They use a lot of like, oh, fam, blood.
But they have a
You
lot
know
of
what I mean?
slang.
Yeah,
They have a lot of,
exactly.
Brethren.
they have a
Yeah,
lot of slang.
Compared to
yeah,
like nigga, they don't really use nigga like that.
Yeah,
Like
compared to Americans, yeah, they don't use it as
yeah.
much.
So it's even hard for you to see like white people. Definitely, they have their own racial slurs that they might be using. They might not call you a nigga, but they might say something like jigaboos or something along the
yeah.
lines. Sha,
Wait,
bro.
what?
What?
What the
You remember that thread where that thread on Twitter when that guy when they were playing that video of those Indian people dancing and that guy said, "I know it smells crazy in here."
Oh
And
my
like
God.
them racist comments went off. The guy
Yeah.
called us jigaboos. And I'm like,
what the fuck is that?
what's that?
Uh,
Oh, guy.
this thing, like,
What
I
does
get
that
what
even
Rose is saying,
mean?
man. Like, I've had people come in, like, I've had friends and people I did not know. My friends that said it, or I say friend because there's only one person I can really think of. He's Asian. I think he's from Hong Kong or so. He listens to a lot of rap, like a lot of rap. And I feel like he was one of those people that just didn't understand why he could not say it. Because he asked me that question multiple times, like, yo, why can't I say it? Like,
The Asians, I think they really
and I'm
don't
like, bro,
understand. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like, bro, you just can't say it. Like,
Yeah,
like,
fucking say it, man.
like you're not black, you're not Latino, you're not. Even though we get the Latino thing is a bit different, but like this word can never be used against you. Like you never understand what it means, so you just can't say it. Like this is one word you cannot say. But he just could not like get his head around the fact that he cannot say it. So he said it anyway. And like you said, what can I do? Like I can't do shit apart from telling him, yo, you cannot say this shit. And that's where that ended. The non-friend one. But then again, this guy was a homeless guy. I was in Tesco. Oh, around Tesco was a homeless guy that sat in front of Tesco, and he was just like, and he said it like two, three times as well. And I'm like, and I was with my friend as well. She's also black. I just like, I could not do anything. Like, I'm international student. I'm on a visa, bro. I can't do shit.
Can't be
If I hit
risking
this
it
nigga,
on this.
they're gonna
Yeah.
deport me. So like, I can't do anything. So you just have to chop that shit and go, bro. Like, there's nothing you can do if someone says it. If you're like native to that country, then maybe you can start racks because like yeah, you can get away with it. But the other issue is, or the other context is when someone says it when you've pissed them off, and this is always the issue for me. When you've
Thank you
pissed
for
them
that.
off and they say it, you know why they're saying it,
You
and
know that no, that is
and
no,
you
you're trying
hear
to
it
fuck.
in
Yeah,
their voice.
exactly.
And for me, as long as that weapon is always there for a white person to be angry one day and call you a nigger with the hard ER because they know it will enter you. You
Emphasis
can't
on
say
the
that
ER.
shit. Yeah, you can't say that shit, bro, because you're always gonna have that weapon available to you. You can't say it, bro. Like, end off. Like, that's mine.
Facts.
That's the
Facts.
nigga pass, and that's a different scenario. Like, it's like Skill said, you say it to the people around you, and anybody else just don't use it because they might knock you out. So, yeah, that's that.
There was this, I can't remember the movie. I think it was Keanu Reeves. I'm not sure, Sha. I've seen the clip on Twitter a couple times where like the guy said something nigger like it was acting. And I was like, he doing that a bit too well, man. This nigga said that too comfortably. What?
I mean, all these slave movies as well that they use loosely.
Yeah.
So, you just have to take it and go. And
Yeah.
this movie thing, I'll bring this up later, but when we get into the next topic. But yeah, I don't know if you have any more questions, Rose.
Before actually we get into the next like the whole slurs thing, I think that's what you're on about, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, before that, actually, so because you mentioned Latino, so I kind of want to ask about that. But before that, though, I think in a situation where, obviously we've already said white people shouldn't be saying it, I'm not encouraging any racks. Because me personally, if somebody said that to me today, like I'm not going to start racking anybody. Like I'm
Yeah.
not. It's not even within my. I'm not even. I probably might not even vex that much. I'm just going to be like, oh wow, whatever, and then move on. I've been in situations where, like I said, not only white people saying it to themselves in front of me, which shocked me, by the way, but also actually somebody has even said it to me like with the hard ER, like
Yes,
this
yeah,
nigga, and I was like,
yeah.
raw. Like even some other white friends were like, okay, calm down. I was like, what do you mean calm down? We should be like,
Whoa. Wait, what?
hey, now leave
Yo,
that
that's
part.
kind of crazy though.
No, because he said it like with the intent of like, no, like let's, yeah, I mean,
Like
but
nigga, like a KKK guy or some shit.
hey, I'm just saying somebody got to take revenge on these motherfuckers. Well, that's what I'm saying.
I feel you. I feel you.
But lastly, Latinos, yeah. So another thing I found too is let's just like Mexicans. They also say it a lot, and it seems to be a thing here in the US.
Mexicans or
So,
Latinos?
well, I've mostly met Mexicans. I haven't really met a lot of people from like others, not necessarily, but
Like,
South
are they
American
are they
countries.
like white Mexicans?
See, that's a good question because I was going to say like I've met somebody this one time, and I think that seems to be general vibe. I'm like, oh, this guy, like, are you just like American, just like all American? It's like, no, I'm not fully white. Then I'm like, okay, you're half what? Like, I'm half Mexican, and I think confuses me because I'm like, I said Mexicans are white. It's like I don't get like, are we then putting them in a
Yeah.
different like
I don't even.
Hispanics?
I don't know if Mexicans count. Like the majority of Mexicans, like you said, are white. Like, nigga, you're white.
Yeah.
You're like you might as well
So
be
like,
Spanish. Like just because you're beside the US don't mean shit, bro. I think
yeah, I've
when we
met a
say
lot of people
Latinos, Hispanics, it's more like
exactly.
Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, like those kind of Hispanics, not
But Mexicans still
Mexicans.
call themselves Latinos though.
Yeah, but they're white though. Like they're proper like
But
white.
aren't other
Like
South Americans, maybe not Brazil, but aren't other South Americans, they're mostly white though, isn't it?
nah,
No?
Dominicans are dark. Puerto Ricans, you can tell they're a bit dark as well. Like they're not white. They're not
So
white.
where do they fall then on the N-word spectrum?
I think so. From what I've read, they were in the plantations with us in it. So
With
from what I've
us?
read, yeah, with the black guys.
Wait, what they actually do? What the
Yeah. From
hell?
what I've read, yeah, there were a lot of Puerto Ricans and stuff in on the plantation fields. And they get racial profiled just as much as we do, really.
So based on
I
that,
think I think the only difference is I don't know if a white guy will vex and call them nigger. Like I don't think so. But they get a lot of the same abuse we get for the way they look,
for their skin
and they
color.
also yeah, and like even from the police and whatnot, and then they also grow up in similar communities to us. So I think because of that, there's just a general acceptance that they're allowed to say it. Like I don't know the in-depth history on why they're allowed to say it, but from the little bit I've read, that seems to be why they're allowed to say it. And yeah, I mean, a Latino guy isn't gonna come and start calling you, "Oh, you're a nigger." Like, I don't really see that happening. Like, their culture isn't like that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But like they'll
Yeah,
stay amongst themselves and shit. Like,
yeah, but I would say, generally speaking, there's an acceptance that Latinos and Hispanics are allowed to say nigger. So, well, yeah, you're the one in
okay.
America, man. You should be telling us.
I've seen a lot of them. Everybody say it. Everybody say it though. Honestly, that's just my experience. Everybody be saying it. Like white, Mexicans, other South American countries, Asians, everybody be saying it, and I don't know why, but it just is what it is. Or maybe it's just this
I
area in particular.
I guess my bigger issue is just the fact that I feel like white people are trying to force it on us that it's okay for them to say it.
Yeah,
And
basically, if they
it's
say
not
it
for us
so
to-
much, we just will get tired and just
we just
allow them to
accept
say
it. Yeah, I don't like that aspect of it because it's one thing for us to just accept. Okay, this word isn't used in the way it's been used before, so we can be a bit more lenient. And even if they say it may not be a big of it. Like that's one thing, but I don't really see that happen. That's never gonna happen. I don't think. So the fact that that's not gonna happen, I don't feel like them just saying it regardless and saying, "Oh, you just have to accept it." Like, bro, it's one word. Like, there's so many words in the
so
bloody
many other words
dictionary.
you can say guy,
Like, you
G,
don't have to
Yes,
say it.
person.
You
You
don't
can
have
even
to
say
say it.
motherfucker. Like you can say anything.
Oh,
Like
there's so many things you can say. So I've never really understood just the drive to always want to say nigga because like even us as black people, there's words we can't say,
like
and
what?
like the ones we're gonna get into, like we can't say that because if we
Oh,
do say
like
it,
which
we're
one?
gonna
Like
get yeah.
nah,
come
they
on,
need to censor the
come on, to
skill guys' mouth.
come on, like yeah.
Hey, if you guys are canceling someone, cancel skills, bro. Yeah, like
Okay, let's
I ain't
get
say
into it.
shit.
So here's the thing. So with the vim that we're coming on with like N word and white people shouldn't say it. Do you feel like people from that community think that we shouldn't say that word? Because here's the thing: there was once upon a
Yeah,
time that everybody used to say it.
everyone. Yeah, it's not that long ago as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. So why? What? I personally don't think is anything wrong. I'm here for education though. So it's
I feel like it's the way the word is because like man, you know when someone says, "Oh yeah, I'm gay," it's
Mhm.
different to when they say straight up that I'm a or something like that. Like you don't hear people saying that I'm
God.
me editing this shit is gonna be mad.
a no. Like in terms of context, it's not like we're calling anybody that now.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So like it sounds more like an insult than like a word, a term that you use to describe yourself.
Mhm. Yeah, that's why
So
it's
that's why
declined.
like yeah.
I don't know. Where did it come? Did it start off as like a
I think
derogatory
it's
term?
always been. I think it's always been. I
Yeah,
feel
it
like
has always been a
even in
it has
Nigeria.
always been a derogatory term. Yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
sure?
Even back in
yeah,
days now,
of course,
primary
bro.
school.
The secondary school, primary school, what the fuck was it
No,
used?
but when we used
Yeah.
to say secondary school and primary school, I thought we were just saying it more like don't be gay, as opposed to like if you are gay, like there's something wrong. Do you get what I'm saying?
Basically it was
Mm.
jokes. It was all jokes. Like
Okay. Let me kind of give you an example, right? To say it's kind of like when people say I don't know somebody's like mentally retarded, right? Something like that. Like that's offensive,
Mhm.
but at the same time, though, that was once the official medical term. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it was now actually the official term is intellectually disabled. That's the actual term.
Okay.
yeah,
I mean, it originally
mentally
started
disabled.
as the original term was actually idiot. That was the official medical term, which is hard to believe now. The way people say idiot left, right, and center. I mean, but because of that, they had to change it. They changed it to imbecile, and they trust Nigerians now. Oh, it's getting. Yeah, I mean, umbe. Yeah, I mean, so
Yeah.
and they changed it again. Then they went to mentally retarded. They changed it again. Now it's intellectually disabled. So I'm just wondering, though, like that original word, that F word. I mean, are we sure though? I could be wrong. I just want to make sure. Are we sure it wasn't like the official term at some point? I don't know.
Well, it's possible. It's possible. But you know the thing is
Nah,
that
it never
over
was, bro.
time, like
Never was.
what?
He
Like
said
gay
never
people,
was.
that was never
I
the
don't know,
official term
sir.
for gay
I
people.
don't know. Well, you know that like over time, just how you describe the skills, over time, like grammar tends to evolve.
Mm-hmm.
So words that we were using back in those days, like now, it's possible that like we might shake certain words off because of how they might appear.
Okay.
I know. And I'm sure even as we get older too, it's still going to continue. Definitely, there are some words that we might shift away from,
Yeah.
and there might be new words that we might adopt. So at the end of the day, that might probably have just been a thing. Because like back then, I'm sure like if it was like 10 years ago, man,
How would they describe
people
it
be saying
10 years
like
ago, if not the
10
F
years
word?
ago, like secondary school, everybody this guy or something
Yeah, no, I know.
like
Now
that.
I'm saying like the non-derogatory term, like if somebody was actually, in that
You're
community.
gay, bro. You're
But
gay.
but
Like,
gay was
Yeah.
also
when you
like
say
because
gay
gay
does not
could mean
exist.
like Happy. You know this song we used to sing back in
Yeah.
primary school? That hymn.
Bro,
now.
everybody knew what the other meaning
No,
of
we
gay
didn't know. We
before
didn't know
gay
that
meant
because back
was
in
happy.
in
Nah,
primary
nah, nah,
school
nah.
when we was
Are you
singing.
telling me you thought gay meant happy first?
No, but Rose, do you remember that song? Something, see it on
Yeah,
an
I was like, I can't remember.
There's something. He
If
said,
Rose
"Gay,
don't
you,
remember, it
gay,
didn't
you
happen.
must be." That's what the song said. So we're thinking, yo, what's he on about? Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah, but that's like
so-
a British person saying he thought was a cigarette. Like it's the same shit, isn't it?
first,
Like that's basically what you're trying to get at.
yeah.
Look, man, let's be real. Even in secondary school,
Mhm.
this word was never used lightly. Like it was never used. It was always okay. This guy. But then again, what I'll agree with is it wasn't necessarily used as a gay slur. A lot
Yeah,
of
it
times
wasn't
when it
because
was
we were
used in my school,
homophobic.
anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was used because you did something stupid or you did you were just acting out and they said, oh yeah, like the
Yeah.
guy. Like
Yeah.
most of the times, I would say that's how it was used. But that being said, that doesn't mean it wasn't used in the other context because it was. Even I know someone that came back from secondary school recently, and bro, this guy was telling me a story about how there was this guy in his class. He listens to R&B, and I was like, "Oh, what's wrong with listening to R&B?" And he's like, "Oh, only F words listen to R&B." And I'm like, "Bro, I like if you see the shock on my face because I haven't heard that word in so long. Like someone say it like to my face in so long, and the nigga said it and he did not even
But
know what the
you
issue.
know the funny thing? It
What?
also has like another meaning. I think it's
What's
like
the other meaning?
meat.
meat.
It's meat. Yeah.
Huh?
What?
No, not that meat.
Wait,
Like
please.
I beg, let's stop talking about
Like
fictional
actual
definitions
meat.
that no one uses.
Like what?
Like this nigga
Like
know
in a
what he said when
dictionary
he said it.
definition or like one that people use? 'Cause I've never heard that one before.
Exactly. Like no one uses that in that context, bro. We all know what
Yeah,
context it
yeah,
is.
yeah. No, I was just
Yeah,
stating that
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. I feel
it
you. I feel
actually
you.
means like
So yeah, bro. Like
it says that meatballs made from meat stuff cuts and offal from like pork.
yeah, alright,
Yeah,
that's
that's
cool.
not. Yeah, that's not.
Yeah,
No.
that ain't it.
No.
So yeah, like people still use this word in a derogatory way. So I think what the issue is, okay, where do we even start from? Okay, so the first issue is so gay people, right? They feel like this word has been used against them for so long. The way black people feel like nigga has been used against them. Even though I personally don't compare the two because
That's
the history
exactly.
is
That's what I was going to say. It's like
way too
comparing
different.
it to a
So
comparison thing.
yeah, so that's why I said I'm going to bring in the movie thing later. But yeah, so because they feel like this word has been used against them for so long and it's a derogatory term, it's been outlawed by and large in modern or popular culture. So if you say it's in a movie or in a reality show or in an interview, you're probably gonna get cancelled. You're gonna get in a lot of trouble for saying the word. Okay, so that's one thing. The other problem is because this word has been used so widely in black communities, and I think community in general, but I can't speak for other communities anyway. People don't know that this word is the taboo that it is in wider society. And because it's relatively new as a word that's been outlawed as well, people also don't understand the ramifications of saying that word in public. So that's why I personally don't think it's taken as seriously as some of the other slurs that we see here and there. But for gay people and people in that community, they feel like, you guys can say this shit like this. But yeah, there's a lot of nuance to it though, I think.
I don't know though, cause like, yes, I guess maybe that's just my own upbringing because of how we used to say it back then. If I say it now,
Yeah.
like for me, it's just jokes. It's not because like,
I mean skills, but can you go to work, for example, and say that word?
guy, they gonna fire me so fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you can't
Like I will
say
be
it.
back in Lagos in 2 hours.
I'll be on the
Like, you
next
legit
flight
just
before
can't
end
say
of
it.
business day.
I was saying, so it's become
No,
kind of like nigga in a way. So like, okay,
okay.
so like when I say, so the initial question was, so a word like this now, can you use it for artistic purposes? This the way Kendrick used it in the song. Like, is that okay? Because he got a lot of backlash for it.
Oof,
I
that's a
think
good
it all
question.
depends on the context in which you use it.
Mhm.
No, but then we
Like
can flip it and say if white people are using nigga in a good context,
That's the issue, isn't it?
that's the issue. That's the issue.
yeah, in
Eh,
fact.
That's the thing.
So,
That's a good question though.
so the thing is, like, for me, yeah, this is why I say I'll bring up the movie thing again. When they're recreating all these slave movies, they say nigga, bro. White people say nigga in every
Facts.
slave movie
Yeah.
you ever watch, and no one ever goes to
They
them
say
and
it with so
says,
much passion.
Yeah, no one says
Facts.
no one says you should censor nigger in a movie because a white person just cannot say this word. So even if you're gonna use it in a movie, you should say N-word because everyone knows what N-word means. Like no one
Yeah.
ever says that. But then when Kendrick uses the F word in a song, by the way, in context, talking about how when he was young, he used to say it and how it was wrong to that's I guess that's even the problem with the whole debate that we're having here. The whole song is about accepting trans people, which in hip hop is unheard of, by the way. And then
Mm.
how using this word to begin with, how when we were younger and you said it was wrong, and he then compared it to saying nigga. So at the end of the day, it's not like he's using this word in a derogatory way or he's using this word in a funny way. He's using this word in an educational way for artistic purposes, right?
Yeah.
So if a white person is able to say nigga in a movie and no one gives a fuck, why can't Kendrick say the F word in a song for educational purposes and for it to be okay? Now, if you're going to tell me why can't a white person say nigga in a song in the
Mhm.
same way that Kendrick used it and says nigga
Mhm.
in an educational way about how he used to say nigga, okay. The thing is for me, there's still a separation between nigga and the F word. Not every
Mhm.
slur is the same.
Facts.
There's that there's the slur we use on Chinese people in Nigeria. We say chinko, we say it, and Chinese people they hate that shit. The same way with Pakistanis, they have their own slur that niggas say, and they hate that
Oh,
shit.
which one is that one?
Yeah, yeah. So they hate that shit too. But we're not gonna compare that to saying nigga
Yo, we're
because it's
getting
not the
fucking
same.
cancelled after this one.
Yeah, nah, nah. Let's be real. Like there's too much violence attached to the word nigga. There's too much history attached to the word. And
Facts.
till this day, it's still used as a weapon against black people. Black
Still,
people are still
still, yeah.
trying to get back on the same level with white people because of the years of slavery and subjugation that this one word is attached to. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, gay people. It's not the same. I'm sorry. Again, like I said, the F word is a relatively new slur in terms of it being outlawed in modern society. So I think over time it's gonna catch on and people are gonna say it less. But like I said,
Mm.
I don't feel like just because nigga has been outlawed as a word that white people can say, it means every single slur in this world can just never be said again by anyone outside
Mm.
that community. Because there's context to it, and because of how new this word is to people, Kendrick saying that in a song
Mm.
kind of tells people like, okay, you guys think it was okay before, but it's not okay anymore. And
Mm.
F word, for most Nigerians, F word means fuck. I'm sorry, it just does. Even when I started
Yeah.
this and I said F word, you guys said fuck. So
That's facts.
if Kendrick used F word, the message just is not the same. Like there's a bubble out. There's people outside of America, y'all. Like not everyone outside of America knows F word means what we're talking about. So people outside of America, F word can mean fuck. So he has to say it for niggas to understand what he means. So that's my view on it. But yeah, you niggas can have your say.
Nah, you're speaking, you're speaking. And actually that's one thing that like I found is like it's maybe like a debate in like recent America is like that whole the gay struggle is then starting to be compared to the black struggle for some reason. And here's the thing, I'm not trying to put anybody down. I understand there is a struggle in a lot of
Yeah.
minority communities, but there is just no struggle like the black struggle because even till this day my people been suffering for centuries. I mean,
Mhm.
like I can still piss somebody. Like I can be friends with somebody. That's the part that trips me. Like I can be friends with somebody, like maybe a
Then
white
you
friend.
just
As
says it
soon
one
as I
day.
piss them off, oh fuck you, nigga. Like,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah,
I was saying one of
yeah.
my other guys too. Like during Trump's presidency, and the guy thought I was joking. I was like, see, a lot of these guys can be your friends, but if they say, for
Mm.
example, like just in an extreme, apocalyptic words, like killing black people is legal, hang them now. You'll be surprised who show up at your door. You know what I mean? You'll be so like your own guys will be at your door. So like that like the black struggle is unlike any other man, to be honest. So
And
like
actually, I have an equivalent for that as well. Whenever there's like a I don't want to say murder, but like something like an event, like a
mm-hmm,
mass murder event or something like that, though.
mm-hmm,
Anytime someone compares something happening to the Holocaust, they're always like, nah, you cannot compare. Like, let's
mm-hmm.
say Palestine, for example, and everything that Israel has been bombing Palestine for God knows how many years now.
Yeah.
If you look at the numbers of people that have died in Palestine, it's in the thousands, bro. But anytime anyone ever mentions Palestine and the Holocaust in the same breath, you get an avalanche of people like, nah,
Yeah.
you can never compare it to the Holocaust. And I get it to a degree because like the Holocaust was such an event and such a tragic event, and so many people died and it wiped out a whole community and whatnot. Like, so in that same breath, right? If we can understand and acknowledge that the Holocaust is on a different level to some of the other tragedies that have happened in the world, then we should also be able to acknowledge that nigga as a slur is on a higher level than some of the other slurs that we use. It's not that hard, bro. Holocaust was a bunch of white people. Y'all niggas are very fair in saying like, yeah, we should not compare the Holocaust to anything else. Cool, it's your people, we get it. No, this is our shit, man. You niggas should
Yeah,
respect us
facts.
too. like, I don't get it, man.
That's actually a lot of people actually miss that aspect of the Holocaust. Was, I mean, I understand what it was, but in the broad context, it was some white people killing some other white people.
Yeah,
You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it was.
This is something else. Yeah, I mean, so
And
if
we respect that the Holocaust was a super tragic event. And we don't
exactly,
talk about it in context in
exactly,
connection to anything else. So yeah, niggas just don't say nigga, bro. Yo, it's hard to stop saying nigga, man. I'm sorry.
yeah, I know.
I just can't. I just
But
can't.
like, I don't know, guy. I can start to wrap up the thing. Rose, what is it?
Yeah, you guys have literally said it all, man. Like, and I like what Skill said about if
Hey,
push
no laugh
comes
for
to
me, nigga.
shove,
No laugh for me.
if we're if if there was like some declaration now said, nah, kill all niggas. Be surprised. Should be
Surprise
surprised.
people
That
be
nigga
at
that
your
you gave
doorstep,
that
fam.
guy that you gave jollof rice and the fattest beef the day before. That nigga coming in with his AR and his squad to blast your brains. So I don't know. At the end of the day, it might just be some level of tolerance that they might have for a lot of us. I know.
You're gonna see the
And
purge in real life,
like
man.
honestly, it's actually crazy. And to be honest, it doesn't make sense because like why we are both human beings, just that the color of our skin is different. So what is actually the origin of the hate? Why do you hate us so much?
It's actually wild, like the whole context.
It's wild because when you know what's the basis? What's the basis? What did we do that you hate us this much? Is it because like we don't look like you? I know, because like think of it. Imagine if like I was a shapeshifter now,
Oh my
and
god, where are we going with this?
no, just hear
Alright,
me
go
out,
on, go
now.
on.
Imagine if I was a shapeshifter now and I turned white
Uh-huh.
and some supremacist guy, like we're friends, I treat him very well, he treats me very well, and all of a sudden he now discovers I'm black.
Mhm.
So solely because of that reason that I'm black, everything just changes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
yeah. Pretty much.
there's really no logic behind it. There's no
You think
logic
so?
behind it.
I,
Like
I feel like I feel like this is the thing, yeah. It's hard to understand the racist mind because you're not racist in it and you're black. But for them, when something has been ingrained in you for a long time, it's not easy to just unlearn it once and for all. So
yeah,
Okay,
but
okay.
let's
Actually,
when
actually,
do we now question why exactly are we doing this?
yeah,
that's
exactly.
what I'm gonna say.
Thank
Like
you.
a
So come
similar
on,
thing to what you
exactly.
just said, right?
Uh-huh.
So let's say Rose, you go. This is gonna be wild in a minute, but
No, go.
Rose, you go on a date with someone, right? Everything is cool. You guys are vibing, everything. You get back home and you realize, okay, she tells you she used to be a guy, but she's a girl now, like fully transformed, right? Everything. Now, nothing has changed, really, really, apart from the new info that she used to be a guy. So how far? What are we
That's
saying?
some big. That's big though.
Yeah, that's big.
Some
Okay,
That's
people
and this is
big.
what
saying,
I'm
"Hey,
saying.
man."
To a
That's
racist
kind of
person, yeah.
big, man.
The fact that you're black is big. That's what I'm trying to get at. It doesn't matter about
Ah,
all the other shit.
nah.
To a racist person, the fact that you're black is a fundamental difference between you and him. The same way the story I just gave is the same shit, bro.
But that's different, dude. That's
Guy,
not the same thing. That's
How?
different.
How is it different?
I don't do it.
Yeah, that's
The only
different. Yeah,
issue
that's
is,
different.
guy,
Yeah.
Tell me why
what
it's
this one
different,
is
and I'll tell you why it's
biological
not.
now. The example
That's
you gave
different
is
because
quite
like you're taking the
biological,
person
guy.
maybe back home one day, and there's an understanding, let's be honest, in modern day society that okay, we might run some things.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like that. I mean, so if I didn't find out, oh no, it's a guy, I'm like,
But it's not a guy.
yo,
It's not a guy.
What was it? What was the context of the scenario?
I mean, he used to be a guy, but it's no longer a guy.
Oh, okay. Sorry, now it's okay.
Yeah. It's like used to be a guy, but
That's
it's
still
no
different.
longer
Yeah,
a guy.
that's still different. That's still different.
I know why you're saying it's different, and I agree with you that it's different. But no,
Yeah.
I don't agree with you that it's different. I agree
Okay.
with you that you would bail. I know why you would bail, and I'm saying that
Yeah.
those same reasons why. Although, okay, I guess I'm gonna call you guys out a bit. You guys don't accept that someone that used to be a guy and became a woman is not fully a woman. That's the basis of this thing. And because you don't accept
But that's
that,
not the same comparison, though.
wait.
Okay, go on.
Because you don't accept that someone that used to be a guy and is now a woman is fully a woman, that's why you still see the fact that she used to be a guy as a problem. Because to you, it's an issue. To a racist person, this guy that used to be that is black, but for me, shapeshifted and became white, and then you now find out, oh no, this guy is actually black. They're never gonna fully accept you as being equal to them, regardless of how all your other shit is the same. Like to you, to them, that you're still black. Now, if you're a person that fully accepts that someone that transitions from a man to a woman is fully a woman, the fact that you suddenly came to the understanding that, oh, you used to be a man doesn't stop anything. Because to you, you are always talking to a woman. And because you fully accept that transition, she's still a woman. You get me? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you might think it's different, but it's really not that different.
I feel that. Come on, I feel the angle you're
Nah,
coming.
big, yeah,
No,
nah.
no, no, skills.
Skills.
He
Allow
has a
skills.
point. He has a
Let him
point.
talk.
He
Let
has a
skills
solid
talk.
point there.
I want to
No,
see
I
what
feel you,
what
though.
skills
I
to say.
feel the point you're coming from, but guy, like, I don't know. Maybe you're right, though, in the sense of like I can't know because I'm not in a racist mindset. But it's
Yeah.
like for me though, like it's just
You don't see a problem
simple.
with being black. That's why the issue is there. You don't see
Yeah,
a problem with being black.
yeah. I mean, like, but
Yeah,
it's the
but
same way.
they have an
Okay,
issue with being black.
okay. Let
With
me
someone
circle
being black.
back because you talked
Uh-huh.
about is how they are conditioned, right? Like they
Mhm.
grow up and like I understand. Like if there's a racist today, and then they do all that shit that they do, which they drag them on Twitter, which let's be honest is useless. They are still racist, by the way. So
Mhm.
they're going to have a child, and that child is probably not going to be racist because that's what they are born and raised into. But at some point, you need to be able to think for yourself, right? So say us, for example, growing up, let's be honest, all this saying this this guy's
Damn,
like, listen,
bro. Oh, fuck
yo,
off.
chill. You know what I mean? Are we now not conditioned though to then be
Mhm.
to be homophobic? At least what's swayed that way.
Yeah, I agree
Was
with you. I
Yeah,
agree with
exactly. So it's now for us to then be like, so now I don't believe any of us are homophobic because like yeah, I mean like
you.
that
People
was
would disagree with you, but carry on.
okay. So like I don't think any three of us, we are
That's
homophobic.
what I'm
If
saying. People would disagree with you, but carry on.
because of what I said, I do. But like
Yeah.
was swayed that way though.
Mhm.
So if they was swayed that way, like oh no, like even now, with the old George Floyd thing, there were children carrying banners and all that, justice for George Floyd. The average child, let's be honest, at 3 or 4 years old, they understand that I might not be racist. However, I understand that I'm white and I am
Mhm.
privileged, and black people get no
Nope.
love out here. They are
Hell no. 4
conditioned.
years old. Hell no, bro.
When I get at least five for sure.
Nah, bro. It
Five,
takes
yeah,
way longer
primary
than.
one. At primary one,
Nope.
you can think for
A
yourself.
prime, bro. There's adults that don't understand white privilege. How the fuck you think a 5-year-old
No, no, no,
understands
no,
white
no, no,
privilege?
no. But they
Then
do though.
what?
But they do because you have to explain the what they call. There was a study they did with dolls. I mean, and they
Uh huh.
told children, small children, pick the dolls you think are beautiful and the ones you think are ugly. And
Mhm.
everywhere the ugly part was black.
Yeah, that's unconscious bias, though. That's not white privilege.
Nah, no, 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 no. It's not necessarily white privilege, but at least they understand that okay, black is not good and white is right.
They don't
That's
understand that. That's what I'm saying. That's
no,
unconscious
but
bias.
they
Well,
They
they
did
do.
don't
it. They
understand
picked it,
fully,
but they don't know
but
why
then
they
like
picked it.
they are being conditioned
That's
Yeah,
a
they
whole
don't know
other
why
towards
they picked that,
conversation.
bro.
towards something
But
like
that's the
that.
thing, is the
It's
conditioning
not
I'm talking
conscious.
about. That's a whole other
Uh-huh.
conversation. But me personally, I believe that as a young child, they might not necessarily think, oh, I hate black people, but they
Mhm.
definitely know that black people get no love out here and I am in a good position being white. But that's
I don't.
besides
I
the
don't.
point.
I don't think so, bro. I actually don't think so.
Okay, no, wait. But even in that scenario, if they are, I think so though, but even if it's not that young, they are still growing up in a society where they are swayed towards being racist. So say like their parents are just racist, then they are swayed
Uh huh.
towards being racist.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible in like kind of like in that scenario where we are not
Mhm.
now homophobic. It's not impossible for them to then be like, actually, this
Yeah,
was
I agree with you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So the upbringing only goes so far. Like, nah,
Yeah,
bro.
but there's upbringing, and you can obviously unlearn, like what you said. You can unlearn some of the things you thought was right before. later in,
Yeah.
in the future. You can definitely unlearn it, but there's always the people that never unlearn it, bro, because they believe they believe fully like what
But
they were
that
taught
belief, the
or
what
what
I'm
they
saying is
saw.
that belief is not because when they were growing up, their parents were like black people ain't shit. It's just because of what they saw. And I'm telling you, guy, even our children, guy, young 5, 6 years old, guy, they know. They know, fam. They do.
I don't know, bro. Like, I feel like a lot of these things, like you said, what you saw, these things that they're seeing, even for black people, it goes the other way. There's black people that think they're not beautiful because they're black, you know. There's so
Yeah,
many
that's because
stories
society
of
told
kids.
them that way. Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
that's the society necessarily, it's not like a blatant, I told you you're not beautiful because you're black. It's what they see, like you said, see. So all the
But I'm
dolls and
saying
all the
even when
shit
they are
that they grow up
children,
with.
though.
Yeah, I'm talking about children, yeah, specifically
Okay.
now when they're children. Because they'll go to school and all the friends are straight hair and everyone is telling them how their hair looks nice and they're looking at their curly afro hair and no one is ever telling them it looks nice. So they just feel like, oh, they'll come back one day and tell their mom, oh, can I get straight hair like Stacy at school? You get me? Like
Like
these are
Stacy
shit.
at school.
Yeah, this is shit that will happen. And they don't know why like society views them the way they view them or why society views white people the way white people view them. All they know is what they see. And what
Mhm.
they see, they cannot necessarily correlate the I don't say causation because then it seems like everyone I'm being too fancy for niggas, but like they they can't necessarily correlate like why or the root cause of why people view them the way they are and why people view white people the way they view them. It's just unconscious
Mm.
things that they see that they then assimilate into their brain and then tell their parents, yo, this is what I'm seeing in school. But like, bro, kids 5, 6, 7,
Mhm.
they can't fully understand why. It's not. It's, I don't
I'm,
even think they
I'm not
know
saying
the
they
smallest thing about
fully
white
understand,
privilege.
but they understand their position in
I
society
don't. I feel like they just go on with life, bro. I don't think white kids are five
because
years
they're
old.
children, yes, but they
Yeah,
understand their positions. But no, it's very rare that you put children in a situation where you would actually see it manifest itself. But if you do, you see it. You see it. You have to what,
when
guy?
did you know you were upper class, quote unquote, in Nigeria or whatnot?
Okay. Like say primary one, primary two, primary three. I didn't think I was upper class, but at least I
Mm.
knew that okay, there's worse in this
Yeah,
society
and
that
that's
we live in.
blatant in front of you. Like it's blatant.
Yeah.
Right. Okay,
Uh-huh.
primary one, primary two, primary three. So something that's known as blatant. When do you think you would notice shit like that?
But racism is as blatant though.
It's not that it's no, it's
They
not that
just need to
blatant.
watch
At that
TV.
young
It's
age,
blatant.
nah, at that young
Not
age,
that blatant, bro.
yeah,
You
they will know
sure?
now.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't know
because
Yeah,
what's
at
going
that
on in
young
this
age,
guy in
teachers
nah.
are
these
into school
schools.
calling black kids nigga, bro.
Well, no, they
Like
won't be doing
yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying. So it's really not that blatant, bro. Like it's subtle. Like it's mostly like I said, all these things that they compliment your hair and all like it's subtle things that contributes to racism. It's not like blatantly
Yeah,
a black kid is getting whooped in school or a black kid is being abused in school. Or even all these black jokes that people make. We make black jokes on black people in a black
yeah,
society. They'll say you're so dark we can't see you at night. We make these jokes in black Nigerian societies. So if in a white society these same jokes are being made, it's still seen as a joke. It's not necessarily fully understood like, yo, this shit ain't cool. Because we in our own society don't know that this shit ain't cool. So how can we expect like someone growing up in a white school to know this shit ain't cool? You get me? Like it's really not that blatant, man.
Nah, son, I disagree. I feel you though. But
Hey, we can agree to disagree. That's the
I
whole point of this anyway.
first. I final thoughts. Rose,
Yeah.
anything?
uh, well, if you're going to say nigga in a song, then you know, you know, you can't stop white people from saying it. To be honest, like even if you're not there, they're just gonna say it anyway. So, well, yeah, like still, but and another thing is that like in such issues such as this, the racism, the homophobia, it's good to educate yourselves so that like you don't find yourself saying stuff that might get implicated, that might get you implicated, because like the world has changed. Like people used to get away with saying certain stuff like maybe like 10 years ago, but like now, man, could be happy saying some crazy slurs. Next thing, some couple of guys are beating your ass or you get sued or something. So Open them books.
Come on.
Yeah, I feel like the world today is pretty sensitive to a lot of things. And I don't necessarily think being sensitive to some of these things is wrong, but I do feel like there's a line, there's an invisible line somewhere to, yes, you can be sensitive and not want to be offended by what's happening, but there's also education that needs to happen. And sometimes education isn't comfortable, you know? Like
Yeah.
there's some things that people will say in order to educate a wider group of people that doesn't necessarily go with the politically correct way of doing things. And I feel like also with minority groups, when someone doesn't understand, or rather, let's say when someone has changed, because I see this thing a lot where someone said something in the past and you can clearly see like they're a completely different person today, but you still want to hold them to something they said
Hold them
15 years ago. And yes, you want to hold them accountable. I get like, oh, a lot of white people think this way. So now that this white person that we thought was an ally, so this guy must have thought this way this whole time because he dug up a statement or a video that was made 15 years ago of the guy saying nigga. As far as I'm concerned, like if today this guy knows he cannot say nigga and his behaviors reflect that he's not the same person he used to be, we need to give room for people to learn from what they used to be and then adapt to what the climate is today. I feel like minorities have an issue sometimes with accepting that someone has changed from what they used to be before and just want to hold on to the worst parts of people. Like I've said this in a past episode, like it's a human flaw or whatnot. So yeah, I just think we need to have a bit more understanding that people grow at different points. So yeah.
All right, first. Yeah, I mean, my own final thoughts. Yeah, I mean, it's all everything is sensitive these days. So I mean, like Kamal said, education is not sometimes always comfortable, but I mean, if that's what you feel like you need to do, then do that, man. Like, let's not bring any hate, while just chilling. Let's just to clarify, by the way, obviously I'll blip a lot of facts out. Nobody here is homophobic, I'm just talking like any Nigerian would, which is the point of the pod. We're on here to be raw, hope you
Hey,
guys.
actually, I don't even mind if you guys think we're homophobic because if we are,
Oh
then
shit.
wait, no, because that means that there's things we said here. Because if we think we're not homophobic and some people out here think we are, then that means there's shit we also don't know.
That's
You
true.
get
Then
me?
there's always room for
Yeah,
So
improvement.
that
that's
so
fine.
that's
That's
part of the
fine.
learning process. So
Facts, facts.
I'm not opposed to people thinking like, yeah. So if that's the case, we normally say don't send us feedback, but this is a very sensitive one. So you niggas can drop a comment or two. It's okay.
Okay, cool. Don't drop shit. Won't go fuck. Listen. Hey, yo, hey, this has been your voice on the Parrot Side pod. You know what it is. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Catch us on the next one, man. Don't send us nothing. Peace.
All right, peace out, guys.
I expected nothing less from skills.
Rules, greet them now.
Oh, I never breathe. Oh,
Waste
yeah.
man.
Good night. Enjoy the rest of your days.
Yes.
Yo.
Nah, I said days. I said days.
You guys are days, man.
That's my favorite.